Hi, today we will do what are prefixes and how can we convert one prefix into another one, right? And after that we will do some past paper questions related to this topic. So first to know what are prefix. So if we are having a very large value or a very smaller value, so we can convert this into a smaller one by using prefix. Like let's suppose there is 10,000 meters, right? So after we can write it as 10 kilometer. So the kilo is a prefix, right? So there is a table where some prefixes values are given and the symbols are also mentioned here. So you just have to learn these values and you should know what is the value of tera. So you should know that the tera is equals to 10 power 12, right? So there is a table. You can take the screenshot of it as well. So let's do some questions. How can we convert one prefix into another one, right? Let's say, let's do first the simplest example. Like there is 3.5 millimeters, right? So milli, if you go to the table, you can see that the milli value is 10 power minus 3. So you just have to substitute milli value here, 10 power minus 3, and that will be your answer. That you will convert your answer into meters. That is SI unit, right? So if they ask you to write, let's say there is a 7.52 into 10 power 5 megameters, right? And they ask you to write your final answer into SI unit. So megameter is not a SI one. So the SI is meter. So how can we convert it? We will just go to the table and we will check what is the value of mega. This is 10 power 6. So you just have to substitute mathematical value of mega here, right? So your answer will be 7.52 into 10 power 5 into 10 power 6, because mega is equals to 10 power 6 meters, right? And if we combine these ones as their bases are equal, so we will add their powers. So that will be 7.52 into 10 power 5 plus 6, that is 11 meters. So now we have converted our answer into meters as a unit, right? In the opposite way, if they give you, like they have given you 7.53 meters and they ask you to write your final answer in micrometers, right? So what you have to do, right? So how can we convert simple SI unit into micrometer? So for this one, that means in our answer there is a micro that is multiplied with meters, right? So the micro prefix is 10 power minus 6. How can we do it? So if the value is 7.53, if we multiply it by micro and we divide it with micro as well, right, into meters, right? So we just required micro in our numerator one, right? So what we will do, we will convert this micro into its mathematical value, right? So we will write its mathematical value. So it will be 7.53 over micrometer value is 10 power minus 6, and this will be micrometer. So when you will simplify it, this will be 7.53, and when you will shift this 10 power minus 6 in the numerator, its power will become positive. So this will be 10 power plus 6 micrometer, right? So this is how we can convert our SI unit into the prefix one, or the prefix into an SI unit, right? And now let's do some past papers questions related to this topic. Okay, so this is our first question. from the past paper. What is 0.25 kilonewtons millimeter per meter square expressed in Newton meter square per meter square, right? Okay, so here the newtons is, there is a prefix kilo, right? So first let's convert this one, or we can write it as 0.25 kilo newton per millimeter square, right? Can we write it? So now we will substitute their values of the prefix. So 0.25 kilo value is from the table. If we check it, so the kilo value is 10 power 3, right? So we will substitute it 10 power 3 Newton. And what is the value of milli? Milli value is 10 power minus 3, right? So this will be 10 power minus 3, and we will write meter as it is, and we will take the square on whole of it, right? This is very important point, that if there is a square on meters, this power is not on the meter only. This power is on milli as well, right? It will be on the prefix as well, right? So this square is not only on meter, this will be on milli as well. So that will become 0.25 into 10 power 3. What it will be? If we multiply 0.25 into 10 power 3, it will be 250 newtons. And 10 power minus 3 square will be, we will multiply these ones, these powers. So that will be the power on the powers, we will multiply them. So this will be 10 power minus 3 times, minus 3 times 2, that is minus 6 meters. Right. So if we shift it, this 10 power minus 6 in the numerator, so this will become 250 into 10 power positive 6, right? Newton. And if we shift this meter in numerator, this will be Newton per meter. So there will be 25, 250 into 10 power 6. 10 power 6 means there will be 6 zeros, right? So, so the total there will be 7 zeros, right? So the answer will be D, or D option. Clear? Now let's do the next one. Okay. So they are asking you what is equals to 0.00005 joules. Okay. So how many zeros are there? So if there is decimal here, and we have to shift this decimal after one first non-zero digit. So this we have to write it after. Okay. Okay. So we have to write this one into prefix, right? So we have to write our decimal after first non-zero digit. So our decimal should be after 5, right? So if we shift this decimal from left to right, there how we will count how many numbers there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that means from left to right, the power should be minus, right? So if we shift decimal from left to right, the power should be -1, right? So there will be 10 power minus 6 joules. So what is the value of 10 power minus 6? If we go to the table, we will check the 10 power minus 6 is micro. So we can write it as 5 microjoules. So this will be option C, right? Now let's do the next question. Okay, so they have given you some prefixes, and they are asking you which unit is the largest and which unit is the smallest one. So if we check from the table, we are checking now, but you have to learn all these values, right? So if we can see, the tera is the largest one and pico is the smallest one, right? So that means terameters is the largest one and picometer is the smallest one. So the option D is your answer, right? Okay, one more question. Okay, so they are asking you what is an alternative way of expressing an energy of 43 decijoules. Okay, so this D represent deci. And what is the value of deci? Deci value is 10 power minus 1, right? This is deci, 10 power minus 1. Okay, so, and also they have written it into its scientific form, right? So, so that will be, if we write 43 decijoules and we shift this decimal from right to left, it will be positive 1, right? So this will be 4.3 into 10 power 1, and the value of deci is 10 power minus 1 joules. So this will become 4.3, 10 power 1 minus 1, that will be 10 power 0, or you can write just is it is as 4.3 joules, right? So your answer is 4.3 joules, but they have given you another prefix. So this, they have multiplied it by 10 power 3. So that means to make it balance 4.3, if we multiply it by 10 power 3, so that must be, there should be multiplied, it should be multiplied by 10 power minus 3 as well, right? So the 10 power minus 3 value is milli, right? If we can check, 10 power minus 3 is milli. So that means we can write it as 4.3 into 10 power 3 millijoules. So our option should be A, right?